there, welcome to GrainTV. It's Monday, November 16th. We had a somber day in the markets after the weekend's events in Paris. Let's take a look at the Grain Edge trading platform and see where we closed. In Chicago, corn was up 1 3/4 cents, while soybeans was up 4 1/4, closing at the highs at $8.60 today, and wheat took a little bit of a dip, losing 1 3/4 cents. News today was a bit of a mixed bag. We started the day with pretty fundamentally good news. Corn finally saw some business from Mexico. USDA announced a flash sale of 950,000 metric tons to Mexico for 2015-16 delivery, while Mexico also bought 487,000 metric tons for new crop 16-17. That's a very big deal when you consider the fundamental lack of export business that we've seen in the corn market. In soybeans, we also saw another deal done between the U.S. and China, where China bought 180,000 metric tons of U.S. beans. In Ukraine, there was an announcement by private consulting firm AgriConsult that said the Ukrainian wheat crop will be only 17.5 million metric tons. That's their latest projection, off from their 19 million metric tons previously, and that is substantially lower than the 27 million metric tons that the Ukrainian country actually harvested last year. So if those numbers are realized, then that's going to be a substantial shortfall in wheat production out of the Black Sea. And of course, we also have Russia to consider, as well, as they are having problems in their wheat growing conditions as well. Let's take a look at the export inspections that came out from USDA today. Unfortunately, this didn't give us much buying enthusiasm either, because we saw corn and wheat both coming in below expectations for exports on the week. Corn coming in at 373,000 metric tons versus 650 to 850 expected. Soybeans did come just slightly above the high end of the range at just over 2.1 million metric tons, while wheat yet again disappointing at 279,000 metric tons. The other news we had out today was the monthly NOPA Crush numbers that tell us how much soybeans were used in the production of soybean meal and soybean oil. This is a report based on October's crush figures, and NOPA reported a somewhat lower than expected crush number for October. We came in at 158.9. The trade expectations going into that report was right around 161, and the range you can see 158.5 to 164.8. So coming in very much at the low end of the range. So all in all, a very mixed fundamental news day. We did get some good export sales out of Mexico, but we need to see a lot more of those kind of deals going down before we can get this market to really start to recover. Right now, we continue to trade pretty sideways. Even today's activity was pretty flat, and so it's going to be hard to see this market get any sort of substantial rally unless we start to see some demand side recovery. In the global markets, obviously, there's a lot of concern about the geopolitical tension going on between France and the ISIS organization. What impact does that have on grains? At this point, not much. The only sort of immediate ramification is the impact on the US dollar. We did see a strong recovery in the dollar today after losing the last few trade sessions. So anytime there's sort of a risky environment in global political events, that leads to a flight to safety, and the U.S. is a safe haven for financial investing, so that tends to strengthen the U.S. dollar. So a stronger dollar means weaker prices for us down the road in terms of the global commodities we export to. So that's the only sort of immediate concern for grains, is if we continue to see the dollar continue to strengthen, then that would obviously cause pressure on our export prices. That's all we got on GrainTV. Join us tomorrow where we'll talk about what's going on in international events. Have a great day and trade safely.